We are going to cover lesson 101. We are skipping lesson 100, so that's why you don't see it. So let's just jump right in. 101.A is on zero determinants using Cramer's rule. So zero determinants in the denominator. When I get a 0 in the denominator, right, we can't divide by 0, so a 0 would tell us that there is no solution to the system. So remember, that's a 0 in the denominator. Now for this whole section, it is using Cramer's rule. I realize not many people like it, but it is what we are going to be covering. So here's an example. If I have 4x plus 2y equals 8, and 2x plus y equals 14. So if I wanted to solve this system using Cramer's rule, I'm going to start with x. So x equals, and you always take, these always go in place when we're talking about the top denominator. Sorry, when we're talking about the top, these replace spots of variable that you are solving for. It's a little pattern I noticed. So when I'm solving for x, I'm going to replace these for the numbers for x. So 8, 14, and then your y variables, 2, 1. The bottom, though, the bottom are just the coefficients in front of x, y. So 4, 2, 2, 1. All right, so to solve, remember we go diagonally and you find their difference. So 8 times 1 minus 14 times 2. And the bottom, again, diagonally. So 4 times 1 minus 2 times 2. So in the top, I get 8 minus 28, or negative 20. On the bottom, I get 4 minus 4, or 0. Now, sorry, I'll move that over. I cannot divide by 0, so there is no solution to this system, which means that these lines are probably parallel. Okay, they don't intersect at any point. All right, moving on to 101.B. So it is review of how to find a 3 by 3 determinant. And they're just kind of prefacing we can use matrix to find the determinant and solve 3 variable systems of equations. So we're simply going to review how to do that. So we're going to do an example. So here's my 3 by 3. 3, negative 1, 2. I'm going to go by columns. Negative 2, 4, negative 3, 1, 10, 5. Okay, so to find a 3 by 3, you copy the first 2 columns and write them on the right-hand side. So 3, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 4, negative 3. Then you're going to find the product of your bottom diagonals and then our top diagonals. So the product 3 times 4 times 5 is 60. Negative 2 times 10 times 2 is negative 40. 1 times negative 1 times 3 is 3. And then you find their sum, which in this case, 60 minus 40 plus 3 is 23. Then you're going to repeat for the top diagonals. So you're going to find the product, and they should include 3 numbers. So 2 times 4 times 1 is 8. Negative 3 times 10 times 3 is negative 90. 5 times negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 10, and I get negative 72. Okay, and then it's the bottom number minus the top number, which in this case is negative 72, and that gives me a total of 95. So that's a review on how to find a determinant. So we're going to use this knowledge to solve a 3 by 3 in section 101.C. We are going to find determinant solutions of 3 by 3 systems. So number 1, we're going to solve using Cramer's rule. So 2x plus y plus 2z equals 7. X plus y minus z equals -2. 3x minus y plus 2z equals 16. Now, they advise to find the bottom part first, but I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to start with x. So this is going to take a while. I'm going to apologize right off the bat. The first letter takes the longest. So for x, remember you replace x's variables with your constant. So 7, -2, 16. And then you'll finish with the red, now with my y's and z's. The bottom should just be the numbers in front of your variables. And remember, I get to use this bottom over and over. So I'm going to start with the top. So I'm going to copy the first 2 columns. Just think of how fast you're going to be. And I'm going to find my diagonals. So 14 minus 16 plus 4, that's the bottom. So there's the bottom. And I'm going to have to subtract what I get in the top. So 16 times 2 is 32. -1 times -1 times 7 is +7. 2 times -2, that's -4. So there's the top. That gives me 14 minus 16 is -2. That's 2. 32 plus 7 is 39. -4 is 35. So there's the top, right? That gives me a -33. All right, let's do the bottom. I'll copy the first 2 columns. Remember, this is going to be the longest variable because of the other 2. Once I know what the bottom is, I can use it over and over. So let's find the bottom. I get 4. The product of the next one is -3. And of the last, -2. Minus the products of the top. So that's 6 plus 2 plus 2. So that gives me, this 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 2 is -1. Minus 6 plus 2, this is 10. So I get -11. So if I divide those out, x equals 3. Now, this takes a long time. Elimination, I think, would be faster, but it's easier to track our work using Cramer's rule. And once I know the bottom, use to find y and z. I don't have to do the bottom again. I am going to have to turn my page. So let's now find y. Remember, I only have to do the top matrix. I know the bottom is -11. I'm sorry, let me move that up. So let me grab the variables for y. Remember, I'm going to use x. So x was 2, 1, 3. But I'm replacing y's with the constants, which were 7, -2, 16, and then 2, -1, 2. All right, so now I'm going to copy the first 2 columns. So 2, 1, 3, 7, -2, 16. Find the product of the bottom minus the top over -11. So the bottom, 2 times -2 times 2, that's -8. 7 times -1 times 3 is -21 plus 32. Now the top, 3 times, that's -12. This would be -32. And this would be +14. All right, so that would give me 3, -8, and -21 make -29, plus 32 is +3, minus Negative 12 and negative 32 make negative 44 plus 14. That would be negative 30 over negative 11. So that gives me 33 or negative 11. Y equals negative 3. Now, once I know two variables, right, I know x equals 3, I can plug it into any equation. I don't need to do a determinant for the third time. So I'm going to use substitution to find z. So we just solved for x. X is 3. And we just found y. Now I'm solving for z. So 6 minus 3 plus 2z equals 7. That's 3. Subtract 3, 2z equals 4, so z equals 2. So my solution is 3, negative 3, and 2. That's when they're all written together. So that is how you would do that. We are going to 101.d. We are going to skip for homework 101. You are going to skip numbers 4, 5, 9, 10, and 27. Thank you.